Alright, so now we are about to connect. Remember, we have two start, two end for the primary. Then for the secondary, we have two start, two end. For the primary, this is the start. You see as we indicated it, and this is the end. So this one is the one start, one end, and this one is the one start, one end for the primary. So making it two starts, which is this, and which is this. This is two start and two end for the primary. So primary have two start, two end. The secondary have what? Two start and two end. You can see two of them. One, two, two start, one, two, two end. So now we have two start, two end for the primary, and then two start, two end for the secondary. All right. So let's go ahead and do our connection. Alright, so we are connecting the two ends of the primary together. So the ends of the primary, two of them are connected together. Alright, so connect it. Alright, and while connecting, make sure you do what? You scrape it very well for conductivity. You understand? So that the insulation part will be removed, so that the thing can connect. Without scraping it, you can't get it. All right, make sure you scrape it very well in order for it to connect. All right, so we are connecting two ends together for the primary. All right, all right. Now we have connected two of them, the two ends of the primary together. So the next thing to do is to put a sleeve. Okay, put a sleeve in order to protect this. All right, so that's what you are doing now. You put a sleeve on it. All right, good. All right,
so the thing goes to
the two what
end of the two end of the
secondary.
Two end of secondary. We sleeve it.
So we connect the two ends of the secondary. So as we are connecting it, we do what? We make sure that we scrape it very well in order for it to conduct. Okay, just remove the insulating part of it. Scrape it with a sharp object. You know, we are using scissors for this, and we are connecting the two ends of the secondary as well. We have first of all connected the two ends of the primary. Now we are connecting the two ends of the secondary. All right. So after connecting the two ends of the secondary, we also put a sleeve, okay, for it. So so that's what we are doing now. We put a sleeve in order to do what? Protect it as well. All right, good. So we have gotten the two ends of the primary, which is this, connected together, and we have connected the two ends of the secondary together as well. So now
We are left with.
okay, now we are left with the four starts. You know, the four starts. We are left with the four starts. That's this
For primary.
two for primary, and what? Two for secondary. So the four start now, two of them which I'm holding here for primary, and these two for what? Secondary. All right, good. And make sure that you scrape it very well. Okay, scrape the ones that you want to connect. Remember that you are left with two starts of primary and two starts of secondary, which means we are left with four starts. Okay, secondary and primary. So we scrape it very well. All right. So for the two primary, we use red wire and black. All right, that is red and black for the two primary. All right, that is for the two start primary. We use red and black. All right, so we tie the red first to the one leg of the primary. All right, and remember that you must use a sleeve. You know, must use a sleeve. Okay. Yes, sleeve is for protection. All right, so now the second start of the primary, we are using black wire for it. But first of all, you scraple it very well. Scraple it very well, okay, for easy connectivity. All right, scrape it very well for it to connect. All right. So now we do what? We connect. All right. That is the two primary starts. We are using red wire and black wire for it. So this one is the black wire that we are using, okay, for the second start of the primary. We have put the first one with a red wire, so the second one we are dealing with the black wire. All right, and you must protect it with a sleeve. Okay, good. So for the two secondary, we will be using yellow wire and a blue wire for them. All right. So the two start secondary, we are using yellow and blue wire for them. All right. So we have done. We are done with the two primary, which is this one and let me see the other one and this one. All right. So this one is for the two primary. All right. Not this one. This two is for the two primary. All right, so this one and this one that we are putting this sleeve to is the two secondary. All right, so we are using yellow wire and blue wire for the two secondary. As you can see, the yellow wire that we are using for one. Okay, so now you tie it very well and make sure that you scrape before you tie. All right, okay, good. So with this now, we use sleeve as well in order to protect it. So the remaining one, we are going to use this blue wire for it. All right. So this red and black is for primary, while this yellow and blue are for secondary. All right. So these two are for primary, and this one is for secondary. Okay. So the next thing is to separate the primary from the secondary. All right, we separate the primary from the secondary. So that's what we are trying to do now. That is, we have separated the other one. So now we are trying to separate this one, the primary and the secondary. They shouldn't be together. It have to be separated in such a way that when one burn, it won't affect the other one. Right? So we have to separate them. Okay.
No, so time don't do. Press on.
All right, so we are now we are done tying it. You see how we tie it. We tie it very strong and compactable in such a way that it's very tight. You know, and we separated the primary from the secondary, and that's how we tied it. All right, so this is how it is now, and this is how we tied it. Very compactable, and the two, you can see the 4 wires that we brought out. All right, so that's it. All right, so this is how it is now. You can see it, how it is. All right, so what we do now is we test. All right, we test because all right, so we bring the rotor. Let me see the rotor, please. So this is the rotor. All right, this is the rotor, and remember this is the stator. So we are putting this. So we put it and put. All right, and we couple with this. Okay, so we tie it and we screw it. So after screwing it, we test. All right, so what you are trying to do now is the connection. Remember, the two primary starting primary is this our red and black, and the two starting secondary is this green and blue. All right, this yellow and blue, sorry, these two are the secondary, okay, while these two are the primary. So we do the connection. We have our capacitor here, and this is the two legs of our capacitor. These three wires now are the wire that come from the power supply. Let me see the mouth of that power supply. Okay, this is the mouth of the power supply, and the three wires that came out from there is this brown, blue, and the what? The yellow, which is the earth. All right, so now this is the switch. All right, this is the switch. So we do the connection. Okay, now we have 4 wires, as I've told you. So now these two now are for primary, and these two are for the secondary. All of them are start. Okay, so now in our connection, remember that this is the switch. Okay, this is the switch, and they will be dealing with this capacitor. So in connection, now hold this. What we do now is we connect the primary of the start of the primary and the start of the secondary. We connect them together. I better connect together. The primary start and the stop of the the two start of the primary, we connect them together with the switch. All right, that is one wire of the switch. Then after that, we connect these two each to one terminal of the capacitor. Okay, this one we connect to capacitor, and the other one, the black one, we connect to capacitor. All right. Now from the power supply, the brown wire we connect to where? To the capacitor. All right, so we connect it to one leg of the capacitor. All right, so anyone you connect, okay, so connect. Remember, when you take this supply to the other side, the direction of this motor will change. So now we connect this to the first side. All right, so we are done with our connection. Look at how the connection goes. This the two starts, that is the primary and the secondary start, are connected together with the switch. Then remaining the two starts of the primary and secondary. All right, now each of them is connected to the leg of this capacitor. Okay, now the brown wire of our power supply, which is this, is being used to connect to one leg, okay, together with the capacitor. Okay, now with this, now we will test, okay, the motor, and we are using this power supply to run. All right, so we are using this. So as you can see now, I will go ahead and I will plug it here. All right, then I will have to on it. All right, so when I on it, it will start rotating. All right, so this is how we actualize this with this. Okay, so this is how we actualize our winding and our connection. This is how our connection goes. All right, this is my engineers, and this is us. I still remember my humble self, Engineer James Okorie. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.
Thank you, engineer.
All right, thank you.